There are those who think they are studying the market. What all they are doing is studying what someone has said about the market, not what the market has said about itself. Richard D. Wyckoff. If you've ever traded based on supply and demand, liquidity zones, or market structure, chances are you've already touched on some of Wyckoff's ideas, maybe without even knowing it. The core of this theory is simple but deep. It's all about understanding the psychology behind price movements, the constant struggle between buyers and sellers, and using that insight to make better trading decisions. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, simplified understanding of how Wyckoff theory works and how to apply it directly to your trades. Let's get into it. At the heart of Wyckoff theory is the idea that price moves based on supply and demand. Supply refers to how much of an asset is available for sale. Demand is how much interest there is from buyers. When demand outpaces supply, prices rise. And when supply exceeds demand, prices fall. Simple, right? This constant tug-of-war between supply and demand is what Wyckoff built his market cycle theory around. According to Wyckoff, markets move through 4 recurring phases. Number 1. Accumulation, where smart money is quietly buying. Number 2. Markup, price breaks out and trends upward. Number 3. Distribution, large players start offloading positions. Number 4. Markdown, price trends down as selling takes over. Here's what each phase typically looks like. Let's start with the accumulation phase. This is the foundation of the entire cycle. Imagine the market has just gone through a big downtrend, prices have been falling, and retail traders are panicking. But then, something interesting happens. The price stops falling and starts moving sideways in a tight range. It's not going up much, but it's also not going down. Now, this isn't just random. This is where the smart money, or institutional investors, step in. Think of hedge funds, banks, and professional traders. They don't buy everything at once. That would cause the price to spike and reveal their intentions. Instead, they quietly accumulate their positions bit by bit. That's why the market moves sideways here. It's the stealth phase of big buying. So if you're watching the market and you see this kind of sideways action after a downtrend, that's your first clue that something bigger might be coming. Now, once the smart money has built their positions, we move into the markup phase. This is when the price breaks out of that sideways range and starts trending upward. Buyers have taken control. Demand is now greater than supply, and you'll see higher highs and higher lows forming, classic uptrend behavior. This is the part of the market that most retail traders love because it's obvious the price is rising. But here's the catch. Smart money already bought in earlier during accumulation. Now they're riding the wave up. And if you're buying here, you need to be sure you're not too late. In this phase, you'll often hear news stories turning bullish. Everyone is suddenly optimistic. But remember, the smart money was buying when things looked bad. Now they're starting to benefit. Next up is the distribution phase. And this one's a bit tricky. This happens after the market has been trending upward. Just like accumulation was a sideways movement after a downtrend, distribution is a sideways movement after an uptrend. Now, the smart money that bought earlier is starting to sell. They're distributing their holdings to the public. But they're not dumping everything at once. Again, that would crash the market. So instead, they offload slowly over time as the price moves sideways. Meanwhile, the general public is still buying. They see prices high and assume the trend will continue. Think of this as the mirror image of accumulation. This is where the pros exit quietly, and the less experienced traders unknowingly take the bait. And finally, we have the markdown phase. Once distribution is complete and the smart money has exited, there's not enough buying pressure left to support the high prices. What happens next? The market falls. This is the markdown. Prices drop, often rapidly. Sellers are in full control. You'll see lower highs, lower lows, and a clear downtrend. This is where panic selling kicks in. Retail traders who bought late during markup or distribution now rush to get out, usually at a loss. But just like before, while most people are focused on the fear, the smart money is preparing again for the next accumulation phase. If you can learn to identify these 4 stages, accumulation, markup, distribution, and markdown, you'll start seeing the market through a completely different lens. Now, I know some of you have looked at those official Wyckoff schematics before, the ones with all those zigzagging lines, labeled points, and strange terms like AR, ST, LPS, SOS, and more. If you've ever looked at one and thought, wait, what am I even looking at? You're not alone. Honestly, most traders get overwhelmed by those diagrams. They're detailed, yes, but also confusing. And if you're just starting out, trying to memorize all those labels can actually hold you back. So instead of diving into every technical term, let's simplify. I'm going to give you the essentials, the parts that really matter when you're analyzing a chart live in the real market. Let's start with accumulation. This is what to look for in plain English. Number 1. A downtrend first. Markdown. Before accumulation even begins, the market has to go down. That's the markdown phase, where prices fall, sellers are in control, and everyone's scared. You can't have accumulation without markdown coming first. Number 2. Sideways movement begins, accumulation zone. Now price stops falling. It starts moving sideways. It's not breaking new lows, and it's not making new highs either. This is your first clue that something's changing. The bleeding has stopped. Number 3. False breakdown, the spring. This is a sneaky one. Price suddenly dips below the range. It looks like a breakdown, but then, boom, it shoots back up. That move traps all the sellers who thought the market was crashing again. This false move is what Wyckoff called a spring. Number 4. Sign of strength, the big bounce back. Here's the confirmation. After the spring, the market surges back up, breaking above the sideways range. This shows buyers have stepped in with real strength. We call this the sign of strength. Number 5. The pullback, your entry point. Once price breaks out, it doesn't just fly forever. It usually comes back down to retest the breakout area. That's your sweet spot, the cleanest, safest entry. You're buying after the strength, not during the uncertainty. Number 6. Markup begins, ride the wave up. From here, we enter the markup phase. Price trends upward, and this is where your trade plays out, where profits grow. You don't need to memorize 10 different Wyckoff terms to trade effectively. What you need is to understand the story, what smart money is doing, and where you can follow them in and out of the market. So to simplify this and really walk through how accumulation shows up in a chart, and more importantly, what we need to be looking for, let's break it down from start to finish. And we'll begin with the first key step, the markdown. Now, a markdown is just a fancy term for a downtrend. It's when the market is falling. And this always comes before a standard accumulation phase. I'm not talking about reaccumulations here. We'll get to those later. But your traditional accumulation? It always begins with a markdown. This is where price is dropping, sellers are clearly in control, and the mood in the market is usually fear or panic. Eventually, the price stops falling and starts moving sideways. That sideways action is where the real accumulation happens. Inside this range, we often see something called the selling climax, basically a sharp drop in price with a spike in volume. That's when sellers throw in the towel. But here's what's important. During this phase, we start seeing buyers stepping in. And for the first time since the downtrend began, they're actually matching the sellers in strength. We're not seeing new lows anymore. We're not seeing higher highs either. But that balance of power is our first major clue. This range shows us that the sellers are no longer in full control, and the buyers are stepping up to challenge them. Next, something sneaky happens. The market breaks below the range, just for a moment. Now, at first glance, this looks like a breakdown. It looks like the downtrend is about to continue. But then, boom, the price snaps right back up. This is what Wyckoff called the spring, and it's a classic trap. It tricks traders into thinking the market is breaking down again, when really, it's just shaking out weak hands. Right after the spring, we get our sign of strength, a powerful move to the upside. This isn't just a little bounce. It's a strong rally that pushes the price above the accumulation range. That tells us something big has changed. The buyers are now in control. So at this point, we've seen a full power shift, from sellers dominating in the markdown, to buyers completely taking over here in the sign of strength. Now, price doesn't just shoot up in a straight line after breaking out. What it usually does is come back down to retest the breakout level. And that is your cleanest entry. This pullback gives us a chance to confirm that the breakout was real, not a fake out, and it gives us a logical, low-risk spot to enter the trade. From there, we enter the markup phase. The market trends upward, and this is where the real profits come. Buyers are in control, price is making higher highs, and this is the reward for reading the structure correctly from the very beginning. Alright, so to simplify all of that, here's the core process, the only 5 steps you really need to see to identify a proper accumulation setup. Think of it like a checklist, and if these 5 things line up, you're likely looking at a true accumulation and a potential trade opportunity. Step number 1, the range forms. First, we need to see the market stop trending down and start moving sideways. This is the range, and it's crucial. It tells us the selling pressure is weakening and buyers are stepping in. The transition from markdown into sideways movement is always the starting point. Step number 2, the sweep. Lows get taken out. Next, we want to see a sweep of the range lows. Price dips below the bottom of the range. This is the spring. It looks like a breakdown, but it's actually a trap. This shakeout removes weak hands and triggers stop losses, letting smart money load up before the move. Step number 3, the break and close above. Now here's the big clue. We want to see price reverse back up and break above the range, closing above the highs that were set before the sweep. This strong move is our sign of strength, and it shows the buyers have taken control. Step number 4, the pullback clean entry. After that breakout, we expect a pullback, a retest of the breakout zone. This is where we want to enter. Why? Because this gives us the best possible risk to reward. You're not chasing the breakout, you're buying the confirmation. Step number 5, the markup profit phase. And finally, we enter the markup, the uptrend. This is where your trade plays out and you ride the wave of buyer control. Higher highs, strong momentum. This is where the profit comes in. The same logic applies in reverse for distribution, by the way. But instead of sweeping the lows, you're sweeping the highs. And instead of trending up, the market breaks down. So there you have it, the simplified structure of Wyckoff accumulation. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're just following the market story, from sellers in control to balance to buyers taking over. If you can spot that sequence, the range, the sweep, the breakout, the pullback, and the markup, then you've got a powerful roadmap for entering high-probability trades with confidence. Remember, the goal here isn't to memorize fancy terms. It's to understand who's in control of the market and when that control shifts. Master that skill, and you're not just trading setups anymore. You're reading the market like a professional. Thanks for sticking with me. And in the next session, we'll flip this logic on its head and look at distribution, when the big players are getting out, and how you can spot it before the drop. Let's keep learning. See you in the next one.